Hello everybody, ScottX1307 back again. This time got a another video for the season of contests. This time is for OmegaShinRyuKen. He has reached over 500 subs. First of all, congratulations, Omega. That is quite a number of subs. You deserve every one. Your videos are amazing. The books you pick up are fantastic. You pick up some stellar deals on some really great books. A lot of Silver Age, Bronze Age, and keys. Just a lot of good stuff. He's a great guy also. I like to see comments on a lot of people's videos, and he's a really cool guy. And it's really nice to do this contest here. What he's looking for is just basically kind of spotlight your favorite character. Hero, villain, doesn't matter. And he just wants you to show off different books that you have, key issues or favorite storylines, things like that with that character. It's always hard to pick favorites for me. I usually can never narrow anything down to just one. Usually have, a whole group of favorites, and characters are pretty much the same way. But also not reading a whole lot of current titles, especially superhero stuff. It's mostly indie. But I will go with what is probably my all-time favorite, if not absolute favorite, definitely one of my top 3 characters. That's always been Wolverine. Here I have a little Hero Clicks figure that was given to me by a guy I work with. He has 5 or 6 different Wolverines, and he just gave me this one day. Thought it was pretty cool. I keep it up here with a bunch of other figures and stuff. And always been a big fan of Wolverine. Yeah, he's the tough guy, kicks a lot of ass, but there's a lot more to Wolverine than that. I think he's a really deep character. And I grew up with the 80s, 90s Wolverine, where he had Berserker Rages, and killed a lot of people, shed a lot of blood, but he also showed his softer side by always having, I won't say sidekick, but he was always a mentor. First it was Kitty Pryde, and Jubilee, so he always had that soft side there. And plus, I was always a big fan of the love triangle between Wolverine and Cyclops and Jean Grey. I know it was very soap opera-ish, but made for good reading when it was done well. So I'll show off some other things here. First, I got the Wolverine, the movie that came out last year. This one was pretty good, I thought. Definitely more like Wolverine. They did kind of butcher the story that it's based on, but for a movie adaptation, it's not bad. Definitely better than X-Men Origins Wolverine, that piece of crap. But I think this is definitely worth watching, if not owning. I got it just because big Wolverine fan, and I like to pick up a lot of these the comic book movies like a lot of people do. And since this one was pretty good, I picked it up when it was on sale. Also, and I think this is one of the best, if not the best, of the animated Marvel features, the Hulk versus. I picked it because it had the Hulk versus Wolverine. That's the reason I bought it when it came out. And it had this. The cartoon itself was done pretty well. It was really good animation. It's I mean, if it was live action, it'd be R-rated. There's blood in it. It's got Deadpool. He's mouthing off. He gets body parts cut off and reattaches and all. It's really cool. And it came with this neat miniature reprint of Hulk 181. And I've seen people trying to sell this on eBay for $15, $20, $30. Just ridiculous. It's a miniature reprint, but hey, you know, it's still cool. Can't afford the actual Hulk 181. It's pretty cool to have. At least they read the story. But yeah, this was done pretty well though. The battles between Hulk and Wolverine are fantastic in this, and the voices are about dead on in here. Really good Wolverine. It's Steve Bloom. He did the voice of Spike in Cowboy Bebop, if I'm not mistaken. He's done a lot of other voices. He does a good Wolverine. And the guy that does the Hulk has just got it down. Then on to different books. I got a stack here. First, of course, Wolverine miniseries #1. One of my favorite books that I have. Pretty high grade, probably an 8.0, 8.5, maybe a little higher. It's really good shape. No major creasing, no spine ticks. Corners are still pretty sharp. Pages are white too, a little off white, but not bad. They're still pretty white. So maybe higher than an 8.5, but I don't know. I'm not good at number grading. I'd say it's a very fine to near mint. And then I have the Wolverine regular series. Still looking for #1, but I have #2. I always like this cover here, Fighting Silver Samurai. Have a bunch more Wolverine. I was big into Wolverine for a long time. Here I've got Wolverine #50, and it also asks for, you know, just to kind of show some of your favorite storylines of Wolverine, and the Weapon X that ran through Marvel Comics Presents, the Wolverine title, and there were a bunch of tie-ins, some X-Men and thing. I always really liked that, learning more about his origin, and I thought it was really cool, his you know, ties to the governments and brainwashing and false memory implants. I always thought that was neat. Kept the mystery around Wolverine, which used to be one of the best things about him. I did like the origin story miniseries that they did early 2000s. I thought they did it really well, and I understand the reason they did it. They wanted to go ahead and do it before it was shown in a movie. That way it could actually come from the comic books. And they did a pretty good job, but you know, I almost kind of miss wondering. You know, I kind of almost miss that mystery, but yeah, I think it's cool. Here we have Wolverine 75, which I really like. You see the hologram there. And this is, of course, the issue where Magneto takes the adamantium out of Wolverine. And you find out that he has bone claws, which to me made perfect sense. The adamantium was made to cover his bones. Why else would it have made claws? I don't remember them ever specifically stating that they put claws in his arms. So it makes sense. Of course, they shouldn't have an edge if that's the case. They should just be sharp, pointy sharp, not edge sharp. But yeah, whatever. I really liked the Wolverine that they did after he lost his adamantium, and you find out his healing factor was actually amped up some because the whole time he had adamantium, it was busy fighting off the adamantium poisoning. And I think they in a lot of the issues after that, I think they did a really good job exploring his character, getting a little deeper into you know, who Logan Wolverine is. But of course, you know, it was not going to last. In issue 100, which has another big hologram, he gets the adamantium back. And this is, of course, they try to make him the fourth horseman of Apocalypse, try to turn him into death. I think they eventually do for a while. He gets brainwashed. And I picked up Wolverine for a little while after that, and then eventually I got out of comics for a while. Here's one of my favorite one-shot stories with Wolverine. It's from the What If, I think it's volume 2, number 24, What If Wolverine Was Lord of the Vampires. This is really good. Pick it up. You can usually find it pretty cheap. I picked it up somewhere one time years ago, I think, for $1.50. So it's a really good story. Picked this up. I saw this a few months back. Marvel Team Up Spider-Man and Wolverine number 117. I think it would be, a pretty cool cover if it didn't look like he had elephantitis in that leg and his arm there, but little out of proportion. But it's kind of a famous cover now. And Wolverine and Spider-Man were always a good team up. You got smartass and badass. It's comedy gold. Like I said, Marvel Comics Presents for a long time was like Wolverine's second solo title. And here I have the first 3 issues. A lot of these had some really good covers, especially later issues. They had Sam Keith and Singovich covers. I really liked the Sam Keith run. And of course, it's Marvel Comics Presents. They did the Weapon X storyline with Barry Windsor Smith. I have a few of those issues, not the complete storyline, but they're in a box somewhere in the back, and I couldn't get to them. But I did pull these out. I picked these up a few weeks ago. It's Marvel Comics Presents number 1. The pretty cool cover. Number 2. Nice angry looking Wolverine. And number 3, John Romita Jr. Now, pulled this issue out. It's not Wolverine exactly. It's NYX number 3, and I pulled this out basically because I found this a while back for 20 cents. It's Wolverine's clone, of course, X-23, and she's a female. But she is a clone of Wolverine. They did a little tinkering and made it female. So, neat character. Kind of weird thinking about it as a female Wolverine, but still pretty neat. I found this a little while back, and this is one of Wolverine's first appearances. Giant Size X-Men number 1. Couldn't believe I found this for it was like $1.50. Oh wait, it's Marvel Milestones edition. Still, it's a reprint, but there's Wolverine, and this is old costume Wolverine. This is who is this? G.K. Gilkane. This is where he had the short ears or whatever you want to call them on the mask, and I believe originally he had the little whiskers there, which you can't see on here, but I found this, had to pick it up in lieu of the original, which I'll probably never own. Some more neat Wolverine covers. Always like this Romita Jr. cover, Uncanny X-Men 177. I am a fan of the brown and orange, or brown and yellow costume. It's a weird combination, but it works. Here's X-Men 205. This has got a great cover. It ties into Weapon X. It's X-Men 207. This neat cover. Wolverine is slashing through the cover there. And I have the X-Men 211, which is one of the Marvel 25th anniversary portrait covers. And I think this is one of the best ones there. You've got Wolverine with his mask half torn off, claws out. You can tell he's in a fight. He's got the grimace going. And here is, this is a fantastic cover. I always loved this. X-Men 212. It's Wolverine versus Sabretooth round 1. It's one of the few times where you see Wolverine and he actually either looks almost surprised or possibly a little scared, which is very rare. And then of course I have the next issue, 213, which is Wolverine and Sabretooth on the cover. And then X-Men 222. Another great Wolverine Sabretooth cover. This is Mark Silvestri, I believe. Yeah. And I always really dug this cover. Really cool. It's another Silvestri cover. This is Wolverine. And looks like he's changing into something there. It's been a while since I read this issue. Can't remember if this is where he's fighting off the Brood. I remember they laid eggs, and you know, they were like aliens from the movie Aliens. They laid eggs inside people, and instead of eating them, they turned the host into one of the Brood. And I think they tried that with Wolverine, but his healing factor fought it off. This may be that issue. I could be wrong, but still always liked that cover. Here's Jim Lee cover, X-Men 261. This is where you get to see Wolverine go nuts when somebody tries to harm Jubilee. That's Wolverine. Badass, but very caring. You know? Here is what's become a classic cover, X-Men 268, which is the first, but not first, meeting of Captain America and Wolverine and Black Widow. This is where you find out he saved her as a child. Pull this out because it's Arthur Adams. It's X-Men Heroes for Hope. It's went to famine relief in Africa back in the 80s. There's Wolverine front and center. Great Arthur Adams cover. Now here's another one of my we'll end this. Two of my favorite storylines, other than like Weapon X, that have Wolverine in them, and of course they're X-Men storylines. But one of my all-time favorite was the Age of Apocalypse. Here's X-Men Alpha. You see Wolverine there, missing a hand, and it's been coated in adamantium. The stump has. He still has one good arm with the claws. But this was another badass interpretation of Wolverine. Except in this universe, he actually got to hook up with Jean Grey, which I thought was great. And of course, it didn't last. She ended up hooking up with that version of Cyclops at the end of the storyline. But still, you got to imagine, for the bulk of their time in this universe, it was Wolverine and Jean Grey together. Besides that, this was a badass storyline. I thought it was well done, especially for something from the 90s. So. And then, of course, another great story. It's got Wolverine in it, even though he's not really the main character, but you get to see a future version of him. And, of course, that's X-Men Days of Future Past. I have the trade, and there's it's kind of got the reprint of that classic Spotlight cover. There's the older Wolverine and Kitty Pryde, and of course the poster of the other X-Men, showing them either captured or killed. And this was just interesting to see Wolverine actually old. Just, you know, of course, just being a kick-ass X-Men storyline. And you get to see him die, which is unfortunate, and it's still a little unbelievable to me. I don't care. A Sentinel Blast, it would have to disintegrate him to kill him, but I guess that's what it did. Still, it's a great storyline. It's got Wolverine in it. So yeah, Days of Future Past, the Age of Apocalypse, Weapon X, those are probably some of the best storylines with Wolverine. And again, I also like the issues of Wolverine where he did not have the adamantium. I think they did some good character exploration then. So, yeah, he's definitely one of my all-time favorite characters. And, so, Omega, hope that's cool. Again, yeah. Congratulations on all the subs, man. 500 plus. I hope we all get there someday, man. You definitely deserve it. And here's to 500 more. And you'll definitely be one of those guys that's sitting at 1,000 to 2,000 here, you know, in the next year or so, I'm sure. So keep picking up some great books, man. Keep making the videos. We'll all keep watching. And appreciate the contest. Everybody, thanks for watching. If you're subscribed to Omega, haven't made a contest video, go do that. It's fun. And you could win some cool books. So, everybody take care. Till next time, keep reading those books. Later.